Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and as you read by the title, which I hope you guys did, today's going to be a story time about how me and my ex-boyfriend came about and also ended. I really was skeptical about this video because it is my personal life and I don't really like exposing myself in any type of way, but you guys asked for it, so as you guys know, you ask and you shall receive. So let's get right into this video because so I'm gonna start off from how we began. He was my best friend for a certain time of period. He was someone I was really close to. I actually met him through my best friend because that was her boyfriend during the time we met. They didn't last, obviously, and I was really after they broke up, he had told me that he had feelings for me months after, like being my best friend. He told me months after, and obviously I could not date him because that is breaking the code with my best friend, because that is her ex. So I did whatever she asked me to, whenever she asked me to. She asked me to cut him off a certain period of time, and I did cut him off because I felt like it was the right thing to do, respectfully. So I did do that, and we didn't talk until like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months later, and then we just clicked and we started hanging out and we became friends. Like the vibe was still there. And sorry, I am stuttering a lot. I just gotta think about my words and I'm trying to talk really fast. I don't know why, but bear with me. So like I was saying, we were really close right after we talking to each other. We started hanging out, we did this little talent show thingy together, and it was great. And I started emotionally getting attached to him. Like I started gaining feelings for him, and I really did like this kid. I didn't want to mess up anything, but mind you, I had just came out of a relationship and I was already mentally messed up, and I didn't want to intentionally put all that baggage on him. But I guess things happen and I did put that baggage on him. I did put him through a lot of things. I am a person, I have mistakes, but at the end of the day, you grow from them and you move on. So after that, we decided to date, and our date was April 8th. Well, originally our date was May 4th, which is my brother's birthday, because that's when he actually asked me out. But that's my brother's birthday, and I don't want it to be my anniversary, so I always wanted a date like April 8th. I don't know why, I just wanted the 8th, and I wanted to be in April. So we decided to make it April 8th. We were not telling everybody because of the fact that he was my best friend's ex. So we decided to keep our relationship in closed doors between us. If people asked, we were still best friends, But on the low, he was my boyfriend. And that's how it worked for a really long time. Then eventually, yes, I did eventually tell my best friend that we were together. She actually came up to me and she told me she knew that we were together. And then after that, our relationship became more public, and we were already 4 to 5 months into our relationship when it came public. So it was something new to us, and a lot of people were confused, but that's none of their business. So like every other couple, we do have our mistakes. We did have arguments, we did have our problems, but we fixed them, we pushed through them and stuff like that. So then after, I went to LA. This was the first time ever leaving him, and I couldn't handle it because I'm so used to being with him. He couldn't handle it, and mind you, there was delayed timings. So there was different timings, which made talking to him a little bit harder, and it was like a stressful period for me, for many reasons. So when I went back, I was excited to see him. He was the one thing I wanted to see, but I was still like emotionally messed up, and I wasn't really focusing on myself. I was being selfish during this time, and that caused our first ever breakup. My selfishness caused our first ever breakup, and my dumb decisions also did cause our first ever breakup. If you know me personally, you know why we broke up, and you know basically everything that I'm telling you. But I'm not going to really get into this like detailing in this story time because that's, again, closed personal information that I choose to keep for myself. But we did break up for the first time. We didn't get back together for like 3 months. I'm gonna say we didn't get back together until September because this happened sometime in June. no, in July. It happened in July. We didn't get back together until September. So that'd be 2 months we didn't get back together. I didn't talk to him, nothing. He didn't like me, like nothing. We didn't hang out, nothing. And then one day, I had a bad day. I posted something on Instagram. He had a bad day, I guess, the same day I had the bad day, and he kind of came back slowly, and we started talking again, and then that's how we got back together. When we did get back together, it was a little hard because there was some trust that needed to be built, and we needed to really focus on each other, not just ourselves, and we had to talk about certain things that happened between us that we needed to talk about. So after all that, you know, we were great or whatever, and then I feel like personally that's where the problems happen, where I was willing to change myself for him, but at the same time he wasn't willing to change himself for me. And I want to say, like, a lot of things that he asked me to do, I would do. Like, if he said I was complaining, I would try to complain less. If he said that I was annoying, I would try to be annoying less. Like, basically stuff like that. Like, I would just try to, like, appease his nature. Like, I would try to make it better for the both of us, because I'm thinking it needs to be fixed for the both of us. And of course, like every other relationship, people do get involved, and it causes a lot of difficulties. In this case, one person specifically did come involved, and I did not know her, and I'm not going to mention her name either, because me and her are really cool right now, so I have no problem with her. There's nothing that I can say that about her that's bad. She's a really cool person. She's fine. She's amazing, and I'm really glad that for myself that I became I was mature enough to put whatever happened between us behind us. So I'm really glad that I was able to do that, because she's a really cool person. But like I was saying, people do get involved in relationships. So she did get involved in our relationship, which caused a lot of features I never really had in a relationship to come out. Like jealousy. I was never really a jealous person when I was dating any of my exes. Never really cared about a lot of things that were happening between me and my exes, but for this specific relationship, I did care about a lot of things, and I was jealous most of the time. So jealousy is the one thing that came out of me during this relationship. And then after all that, it caused some problems, because you know, new features in my personality were coming out that I never knew I had, and he just couldn't handle it, I want to say. But I don't really know for sure why he couldn't handle it, but he just didn't, so I'm not going to down talk him right now. Okay, so then after that, you know, after the whole problems, our situations, we fixed that and we continued dating. We had no problems right after that situation. We were fine. We were great. I want to believe that we were fine. We were great. You know, there wasn't really any major problems between us that really caused our breakup, that I feel like it. But again, there are certain things that men do that you can never expect and you can never understand. So now we're gonna get into why we broke up, because I guess that's why you guys are here. You guys want to know why we broke up, and I'm gonna get to why we broke up. So here's why we broke up. The reason why, I just gonna tell you guys the full story. I don't know why we really broke up, but I'm going to tell you guys the full story anyway. This started because I decided to do a prank, and I was going to use it as a video for YouTube, and I decided to do a prank where I had one of my guy friends text me on Instagram and, you know, flirt with me, flirtatious, talk about when am I going to slide and all this extra stuff. And he has my Instagram, so that's why I decided to do it off of Instagram. He has my Instagram, so that's way better. He can see what I was talking about. He could see what I was doing. At the end of the prank, I obviously did tell him it was a prank, and my friend did tell him it was a prank, but he took it seriously. He got mad at me or whatever, and he didn't talk to me for that whole night. And then the next morning, I had some chest pains, and I was like starting to feel sick, so I decided not to be on my phone whatsoever, and I decided to turn off my phone because I was really feeling sick and I didn't want to talk to anyone. You know, I didn't talk to anybody because this was like really bad. Like I was feeling really sick. So then I had texted him around like 5 o'clock ish, 6 o'clock ish, because that's when I fully like woke up and I wasn't in and out of sleep from medication. So that's when I fully woke up, and I told him, having some chest pains, I'm like sick or whatever. And he was like, so you decide to tell me this now? And I did tell him that, I'm fully, like, I was sick and I was in medications, and that's when I fully just woke up. But he didn't understand that. He was still mad at the fact that I like turned off my phone and I didn't tell him whatsoever. So then after that, this is where I messed up as a person. I want to say this is where I messed up, because this is where I messed up. He did tell me that he didn't want to be bothered, he didn't want to talk, and I kept basically poking the bear because I wanted to know what I did wrong, or what I possibly had said that was wrong, or anything in that way. I just wanted to know what I did wrong, and I bothered him a lot until I got an answer. And I did say, for the first time, I did say, it's either you talk to me now or you talk to me never, and I'm done with the no communication skills. I'm done with you. I'm done. Like, that's the end of our relationship. So that's where everything basically started. After that, he did hang up on me, and he was like, I'm done. And that's how our relationship ended. It might sound stupid, but that's how our relationship ended. He said that he was done with me. He told me all these things, like I'm not good, like he's not good enough for me, that he was bored of me, and all this. And this was during a time where he made a year with me, which I don't understand. If you were bored of me, why make a year with me? If you were bored of me, why tell me that you love me and that you wanted to be with me and all this extra stuff if you were bored of me? It doesn't make sense. So he would tell me that he was bored of me, that he's tired of the same cycle, and I honestly don't understand what he wants, because we are in quarantine. What do you want me to do? I can't go out, I can't do anything, but there's not much to do because we're in quarantine. But he said all that stuff, and it really did hurt me. Like any other person, it would hurt if your boyfriend tells you, or your ex-boyfriend tells you, that they were bored of you, and you were feeling some type of, like, you were feeling different or whatever, because like you were happy, or you thought you were happy, or whatever the case was. But he told me he was bored of me, and that he was tired of the same cycle. And I get that, because I was kind of tired of the same cycle too, because it's quarantine. I want to go out, I want to go to the movies, I want to do this extra stuff. But all the little things I did for him mattered to me. Like, I did it for him. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, I got some good news, and I only wanted to tell him. We did have our arguments or whatever. We did have our fight because I was still fighting, and I guess he was giving up. But of course, I still fight for something that I love, so I was still fighting for him. And I can say that I'm still waiting. Like, I'm waiting, and I'm gonna be waiting. I don't plan on getting in a relationship anytime soon, so I'm still waiting on him, or whenever he wants to be ready, or whenever he realized that he messed up. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. I can't force him. I can't say anything about it. Things happen. I gotta move on. Okay, the lighting's a little bit different. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still kind of working with the lighting around here. I don't know why it's like massively bright now, but like I was saying, he is someone that was very important to me. He's always going to be someone that's very important to me. He's my best friend. Well, still is my best friend, and I really hope that after all this shit can go back to how they were, not relationship-wise, but how we were when we were friends. And I really hope that we can both still be honest with each other and still be there for each other, or whatever the case may be. And that's how I want it, and that's how I want it to stay, and that's how I want it to go. So I just need him to get over this whole phase that he's going through right now, to realize that I'm not actually here to hurt him or to do anything bad in any way. I'm just gonna basically wrap this up in this one clip, because I really don't want to continue talking about it. But that's how we went down, and there was a lot of things that were said from each other that may or may not be regretful, or whatever the case may be. But that's how we broke up, and that's how we are. Right now, we're not really talking to each other as much. He is, I guess, moving on in some type of way. I don't know, but that's what he's doing. Whatever he's doing, I support him 100% of the way. One thing that he does lack, and he does lack the most, is communication. And that's something that really was a majority of our problems, or our problem was just communication, because I always wanted to talk about certain things. He never wanted to talk about it. So that's something that he lacked, and that I you know, did not lack in any type of way. Maybe if he did talk to me more often and he was open about how he felt, maybe then we would still be together. But like he said to me, if God wants us to be together, we will be together. If he does not, we will not be together. So right now, I'm just doing what I can do for myself. I am, you know, gonna start up my whole YouTube video again, and I'm gonna start doing my YouTube channels again. I'm gonna start creating content and all that extra shit. So, I'm really trying to focus on myself as a person right now before I can focus on anybody else, and that's what I'm planning on doing. So that's basically the story time about how we came about and how we also ended. Hopefully I will have another video where he is in it. Maybe, I don't know. But if the video ever does come, then that means we like each other and we can stand being in the same room with each other. So this is going to be the end of the video, guys. I am sorry, but I will have another video coming up soon, pretty soon, hopefully. So I will be back with another video. Bye, guys.